Jason Ridge, and I'd have to say the same thing on the other side with my longtime friend Mark Gardner. Of course, he is really trying to sort things out after taking things over just a few weeks ago, or it just seems like about a month ago now, but certainly trying to get things right. However, the Pilots have struggled, Charlie.
Yep.
12 straight losses, including 14 straight in league play, and Jason Ridge's club has been banged up. We'll hear from him in the pregame show, but this game is vitally important for the Bethel College Lady Pilots to be the last time on the floor for seniors Cam Glenn as well as Kristen Mon. That being said, a win would go a long way for Mark and his group's confidence.
Well, it would help Mark, but it's more importantly, it would help the seniors to go out on the home floor with a win, especially with the struggles they've had in the last month or so. For Cam the last few years, as we know, changing coaches a number of times.
Three times,
and especially one in the middle of the season. And that's tough for any athlete. Doesn't matter what level it's at. But, yeah, this we all know we want immediate success, and I know Mark would love to have a win. I know the girls would love to have a win. But more importantly, what Mark is doing is, you and I have talked about it off the air, he's changing the culture. He's changing the atmosphere. He's changing the feel, and that's the most important thing at this moment. Even though the wins would be nice, long-term picture, the culture is the most important thing.
Yeah, these teams played earlier in the year, and it was an 83 to 70, an 83 to 71 score the last time around. And when you look at the big picture, this is the 35th meeting between these two clubs. St. Francis really has owned the Bethel College Pilots. Even going back to the Jody Martinez there, 24 wins and 10 losses. You got to look back on some of the great teams that USF has had getting into the national tournament series. Gary Andrews, of course, who had a tremendous success not only at Bishop Luers before moving up to the hot spot where he was at, and of course it's been a program that's been rich in tradition. Jason Ridge has done a fabulous job. I think he's one of the best young recruiters in all of the state of Indiana, as well as the Midwest and the Crossroads League. So Mark's got his hands full tonight. Yep. Him and Chris Hess, they'll have to do whatever they need to do to try to get a win here today. But make no mistake about it, this should be a good ball game. We're going to get a chance to see one of the best players in the Crossroads League today in Kara Gurka, who's number 7 all-time in USF basketball. She is a tireless worker. We'll hear some thoughts from Jason about her during the pregame show. But we're glad you can join us here for Crossroads League women's basketball. The Cougars of the University of St. Francis taking on the Bethel College Pilots. Stay tuned for more of Buckets live from Mike Lightfoot Court on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor.
You're listening to Regional Radio Sports coverage of Bethel College Athletics on the Bethel Sports Network, available worldwide at rrsn.com and bethelcollegepilots.com.
be standing at the end, to just be surviving at the end is sometimes something to be really happy about. And I felt like, this team, they're just giving us everything they can. Are we the same team that we were in December? Absolutely not. But they're trying. I mean, they're going out there and battling. I would put our team up against anybody in the country, and I'm not saying that bragging or with any sense of ego, but I can tell you we have a really, really injured team right now, and we're just kind of taped together, and we're trying to get through there.
Well, that's a great answer, because I thought that really was the tail of the tape. As I follow the box scores each and every game, and I'm looking, so-and-so's playing minutes, and there's so-and-so's not in the lineup. But one of the constants in your program has been the Gurkha kid. She's been outstanding. She's the top 10 in the program history in scoring. What a special talent she's turned out to be.
We didn't anticipate that we would get this from her when she was coming out of high school. We knew she was a good scorer and she was capable of putting the ball in the basket, but what we didn't know is how hard she was going to work every day. I mean, she legitimately works hard on her own to get better. She works on her shot. You can go in the gym at about any time, and she'd be in there. Now, she's one of our girls who's facing some injury right now. She's got some really tough tendonitis that hasn't allowed her to practice, and she's just been playing in games, but it's starting to get a little bit better. But you will not find a more high-quality kid. Comes from a great family. I mean, she's just the most optimistic, positive, hard-working kid you'll ever find. She's a 4.0 student. She's a coach's dream. I mean, she does everything that you ask her to do, and sometimes, you watch her play, and the game's over, and you're like, yeah, I don't know about that number 21, and you look, and she's got 25 points and 10 rebounds. She just kind of does it quietly. She doesn't shine a light on herself. She's just really into her teammates. She's a really special player, and I feel incredibly fortunate to get a chance to coach her.
Now, tonight's an interesting situation, kind of similar to what we saw last night with the men's. Ryan and Chad's teams were completely different in December, and here we are. Your team's totally different compared to what Mark's got, a new coach to boot in the whole matter. So have you been able to sort out what am I got myself into here tonight, or are you just going to base everything back on the last 6 or 7 games and throw everything else that happened in the first game totally out the window, because that may be a moot point at this stage?
Well, the best thing about the way our conference is you get to play everybody twice. You have a lot of familiarity by the end. I think those teams that played Bethel right off the bat, after there was a change, they were at kind of a disadvantage because you didn't know what you're going to get. It's kind of like facing a Major League Baseball pitcher in their first start. You don't know what you're going to see, but after you've seen a pitcher several times throughout the year, you might be able to hit them a little bit different. So, our approach to this game, they have some things they do, some sets they run, and some ways that they defend. We've spent some time talking about that, but I mean, like, one thing that we are really familiar with is how good Glenn is. I mean, she just tears us up every time we play them. We know how good Brickner is. We know how good Irwin is. The last time we played, Heimlich goes 7 for 9. So the offensive system may change and their style of play may be a little bit different, but those girls can still really, really play. And so our approach has probably been to be a little bit more focused on the individual and what we have to do against the individual, and a little bit less on guarding an a set play or a baseline inbounds play. It's been more focused on individual players.
Final question. It's always the last one. What do you got to do to win?
Every year I try to think about those things, about like what do we have to do to win this particular game, and I feel like we've moved into the time of the season where, like, I'm really more concerned about St. Francis than what I am about Bethel. And I feel like if we do our thing well, if we take care of the basketball, if we rebound, if we defend, if we get shots where we want to get shots and just play our system, that's more important to me right now than what Bethel does. Now, I will say Bethel's penetration really scares me, their ability to knock down open shots. They can switch at different positions with their size and length, and they have some matchup problems for us. But, again, I hope St. Francis comes out and plays the St. Francis way, and if we do that, we're going to be okay.
Those were some of the Mark's sentiments exactly. He's concerned about his team. Not concerned about St. Francis because he's got enough problems on his own at this stage, and likewise with you. Always great to see you, buddy.
Hey, Paul, man, I just love coming over here. I love listening to you on the radio. A lot of times when we're watching these games on Scout, I get a chance to hear the great job that you guys do on play-by-play and the way that you support, all athletics. It's, we've known each other for a long time. It's always great to come over here and see some of our friends over here. So hopefully we have a great night tonight. It's great to see you again.
We'll be back with more College Buckets right after this on Regional Radio Sports. Once again, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you being a part of the broadcast here today. I'll We're going to talk to Coach Mark Gardner here momentarily, but once again, we want to thank our friends at the Gates Automotive Group for their long-time support of what we do. The Gates Automotive, or Gates Chevy World, Gates Toyota, Gates on Ireland Road, Gates downtown South Bend, Gates of Granger, and, of course, the new location in the Gates of Elkhart. Earlier today, I spent some time with Mark Gardner, the new Bethel boss, and filed this report. College buckets this evening from Bethel College here on Mike Lightfoot Court. Paul County with Bethel coach Mark Gardner. Mark, first of all, the season finale for you guys here on the home floor here at Mike Lightfoot Court. For your seniors, you have a couple of them that are going to finish things out here. And obviously Cam Glenn and Kristen Mon, two young ladies. Let's speak to what you've got to know about those two gals and where are they at as they leave the friendly confines of the Gates Gym.
Yeah, we get a do-over for senior night. We let them down on Saturday. Didn't play real well to start and struggled against Spring Arbor. But those two young ladies, completely different, I think, in their careers. Cam's seen a lot of playing time, done a lot of great things on the floor. Kristen's been more of the leader off the court. She's the one that leads the huddles. Has gotten more minutes, I think, since I've been here, and has worked hard for them and appreciates them. Both solid young ladies, not vocal leaders. But lead by example. Cam, I was concerned when I took over whether she was going to stay. It was tough for her, and she got off to a slow start those first 3 games. And her and I met on a Friday night before the Wesleyan game, and really had an open conversation. I just feel like she's played so much more relaxed. I was looking at stats last night, and she's played really well since that point. And I think it's great that she could be open with me. She's an assistant coach. There's been 2 or 3 times since I've been here that she'll say, "Hey, Coach, I don't like this," or "Hey, Coach, we should try that." Kristen just goes out and does whatever I ask.
All right, let's turn our attention back at the clock, if you will, and talk about the last time out. What did you glean from your last game?
It was disappointing because we played so hard at Marion. And I don't even know that we played well at Marion, but we played hard at Marion. And I told them if they bring that same effort on Saturday, they were going to get that win. And we got off to a slow start. We fought hard to take the lead, but we're not used to playing with the lead. We don't know how to close teams out, and you saw that. We started getting a little tense with the ball, and instead of attacking, which is what got us that lead, we started passing around the circle again, reverting to old ways, and cost ourselves down the stretch. Credit them. They hit shots. They took advantage of some calls that didn't go our way. They knocked down free throws. But we still played hard all the way to the end. We gave ourselves a chance. Even 12 seconds ago, we called timeout. We get the play that we drew up and got the bucket. We fouled them. They knocked them down. But certainly it was disappointing. I was happy with the defensive pressure for about 2.5, 3 quarters. It's the first time we've gone full court man-to-man press. So as you've seen, we try something new every game, and we'll find something that works and build on that in the offseason.
Jason Ridge has done a really nice job of recruiting and a nice job in his time at University of St. Francis. Just talk about your concerns with his group. They like to get up and down the floor, and he plays a lot of kids.
Yeah, when I watch them on tape, I think they look a lot like us. I would compare them to Marion, who we matched up well with. Teams that like to push tempo, shoot the 3, reward bigs for running the floor, and that's where we're a little different because we don't have that post presence. But they run a lot of 5-0 like we do. They like to push the ball up the floor like we do, and they're very comfortable shooting the outside shot like we are. So I think we're similar in styles. They got more experience than we do, obviously. And I think if we play well, we're in for a real good game tonight.
Big person you got to keep an eye on, and that's Kara Gurka. She's already in the top 10 in scoring in their school. She has done a wonderful job in her time there. And once again, only a junior, one of the best juniors in the conference.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to look and see how good Fisher's was when her and Brooke Sugg were there. My niece played tennis at Fisher, so obviously I'm familiar with both of them through my niece. Just great athletes, great players. And Kara isn't, we just talked in practice, she's not big, but she's long and she plays hard and she makes up for that. She's a skinnier player on the post, but she'll outwork anybody down there. She's a fighter, and so we got to know where she's at all times.
What do you got to do to win the game?
Got to contest 3-pointers, contain the dribble. It's not either or. We have to do both. We've got to run the floor and we've got to play for 40 minutes, knock down open shots, attack the basket, but we have to play together for 40 minutes.
Best of luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks, Paul.
We'll be back with more of Bethel women's basketball right after this on Regional Radio Sport.
Once again, appreciate you being a part of the broadcast here today. And once again, special thanks to our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. And once again, with 5 Gates Automotive locations in Michiana, you're sure to find the Toyota or Chevy that you need. Whether you're looking to buy a new or used or just wanting to keep your car on the road, Gates Automotive offers service for all your vehicle needs. So stop in and check out any Gates location today for more information, or check them out at www.gatesautomotive.com. All right, before I give you the tail of the tape, we're going to go over here to Dante Stanton. He's done a lot of homework on the game tonight, and he's going to tell us about the matchup and who's going to win and why, Dante. You know all the answers, don't you?
Of course, Paul. That's why I'm here.
I like it.
Well, this game, I believe, all comes down to what I call the 3 Musketeers of St. Francis, Indiana. That's McBriar, Gurka, and Chrysler. Between the 2 of them, they have all 3 of them have over 10 points per game average. Kara Gurka, 5.5 rebounds per game and 72% from the free-throw line. I think this game is going to come down to whether those 3 play well or not. If those 3 are hot tonight, this is a definite win for St. Francis, Indiana. If they can't get things going, I definitely see Kelsey Brickner, Jessica Irwin, Kamala Glenn, all the Bethel starters picking things up. And I think Bethel really, really, really needs to use the full court press. It worked well for 3.5 quarters last time out. They need to utilize the full court press and stay aggressive throughout this entire game to win.
Just to kind of piggyback on that point, the Lady Pilots have 4 players averaging at least 10 points per game for the first time since 2015 and 2016. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. First of all, for Jason Ridge's basketball team, they come in averaging 69 per ball game, giving up 62. They've been out-rebounded by their opponents 34-32. They're shooting 75% from the charity stripe, which is 14th best in the country. They're shooting 43% from the field, 33% from beyond the arc. They're averaging 14 assists, 15 turnovers per ball game, 8 steals, and 2.5 block shots per ball game. They're also shooting 17th best in the country from the field with 43%, number 19 in the country in total 3-point field goals made. Now let's compare those numbers to the Bethel Lady Pilots. The Lady Pilots come in averaging 64 per game, giving up 69. The big problem with Bethel, plain and simple, they've been out-rebounded on an average of 7 rebounds per ball game, 37-30. Bethel is lights out at the charity stripe at 76%. That's lights out, good enough to be ranked 8th in the country at a 76% rate. And once again, they're shooting 41% from the field, 30% from the arc. They're averaging 16.5 turnovers per ball game, 12.5 assists per game, 9 steals, and 1.5 block shots per ball game. So the Pilots, despite the fact that they've lost 12 straight games and 14 straight league games, come into the ball game from a numerical standpoint, still making some positive strides. And one thing has been very, very apparent under the Mark Gardner era, they are averaging 66 points a game compared to where they were at 64 per ball game when they were under the previous administration. So there you have it. We're going to take our final timeout, come back, and we're going to turn it over to the great Keith Kadetsky. He's going to smile like there's no tomorrow.
They came from every...
You're listening to regional radio sports coverage of Bethel College Athletics on the Bethel Sports Network, available worldwide at rrsn.com and bethelcollegepilots.com.
You can join us here for College Buckets. Charlie and I will be again with you on Saturday at the old pole barn in Huntington, Indiana for the season finale for the Lady Pilots and the regular season finale for the Bethel men's team, hoping to try to get a postseason berth. Let's go over to Keith for all the details.
Good evening and welcome to the campus of Bethel College for tonight's contest between the Cougars of the University of St. Francis and your Bethel College Lady Pilots. Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to tonight's game. As participants in the NAIA's Champions of Character initiative, we ask each of you to help create a positive, competitive environment by showing respect for one another. On behalf of the Crossroads League and Bethel College, please enjoy tonight's game. This time, we'll ask that everyone please stand. Gentlemen, kindly remove your hats for an opening prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Let's pray. Gracious Lord, we thank you for the gift of this hour and your presence here in our midst. Lord, we thank you for the preparation that players and coaches have given to this time. And now we pray, Father, that in your grace you would enable them to give their very best as an offering to you. Lord, we pray that you would grant them joy in the midst of their play. And for all of us, God, we pray that you would grant us grace and power as well to cheer with proper perspective in mind, to honor you by everything that we say, do, and even by the attitudes of our hearts. For we offer it all to you in Christ's name. Amen. And now let's meet the starters for the visiting Cougars from St. Francis. A 5'9" sophomore from Greenwood, Indiana, number 5, Sydney Crow. A 5'7" sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 11, Dejanay Hinton. A 5'6" junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 20, Savannah Buck. A 5'10" junior from Fishers, Indiana, number 21, Kara Gurka. And a 6'0" sophomore from South Bend, Indiana, number 30, Emma Applegate. Head coach for the Cougars is Jason Ridge, assisted by Tom Ream, Scott Wessel, and Paige Frisch. And now, let's meet the starters for your Bethel College Lady Pilots. A 5'8" freshman from Monon, Indiana, number 4, Macy Heimlich. A 5'7" senior from Ann Arbor, Michigan, number 12, Kamala Glenn. A 5'10" freshman from Mulberry, Indiana, number 14, Maggie DuBois. A 6'0" sophomore from Springfield, Ohio, number 24, Jessica Irwin. And a 5'11" sophomore from Goshen, Indiana, number 30, Kelsey Brickner. The interim head coach for the Lady Pilots is Mark Gardner, assisted by Chris Hess, Ashley Ort, Landon Kaufman, and Henry Garan.
All right, there are all the details that you'd want. Cougars decked out in the black shorts and jerseys. The numbers are white trimmed in blue. Cougars written in italics in blue. Bethel decked out in the gray shorts, gray jerseys. The blue numbers trimmed in white. Bethel written in black letters in white and trimmed in blue. Bethel will be moving from left to right on your screen. Glad you could join us. I'm Paul Country along with Charlie Shepard, Dante Stanton, and Tiny County with all the details as the Cougars win the opening tip. 17 and 11 basketball team moving from right to left, and the Pilots at 10 and 18. Crossroads League, Pilots coming in at 2 and 14. Cougars at 9 and 7. Now here on the dribble drive, kick out to the far wing. Now Crow, shot no good, rebound, deflected into the hands of Buck. Now back over here on the near side wing to Applegate. Applegate looking, wrap around side, inside to Kara Gurka. Gurka to the goal, shot no good. And should have been a foul, no call, but nonetheless, here come the Pilots. Here's Urban with a basketball right wing, guarded by Applegate. Dribbles now here to the top. Ball reversal back right side now to Cam Glenn, guarded by Gurka. Skip past over here to Heimlich. She throws it away. On the breakout, here's Hinton with a drive and a foul.
Macy's got to do a better job getting back on defense right there. She could have easily gotten back and gotten positioned to possibly take a charge, but she needs to do a better job of hustling down the floor, which I'm sure is what Coach Gardner is talking to her about right now.
Hinton, a 5'7" sophomore, averages 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, a turnover, and a steal. And on the season, the Desanay, a 80% free throw shooter, and she misses her first offering here on the evening. She'll have another one forthcoming. And the right-handed shot is on the way, and it is good. 1-0 St. Francis here at the 9:07 mark of the first quarter.
St. Francis putting on a little full court press.
Here's Cam Glenn up the right sideline now. Hinton guards her out here. Cam with the crossover, drives, bumped off into the corner. Brickner, 3 off the rim, no good. Ball deflected on the perimeter, and Applegate comes away with the loose pumpkin. Now here's Applegate. She traveled, no call. And now ball's over on the far side now. Buck goes inside of the low post to Gurka. Gurka shovels it over to Applegate for the field goal opportunity. And then here's a big collision between Applegate and Glenn. And with the basketball now, here's Heimlich. And she's fouled on the perimeter now by Savannah Buck. Buck, who attended Homestead High School, number 5 in the country in total assists with 151, and number 7 in the country in assists per game at 5.3. Bethel to inbound.
If I remember right, the first meeting, Paul, Bethel had a hard time containing Savannah Buck.
The question, here's the throwaway by Du Bois. Pushing it up now. Now here's Crow. Over here now to Hinton. Hinton comes across the lane, stops, looks for ball reversal. Now goes to the right wing, now to Buck. Savannah looking for a cutter. Now goes inside, now to Applegate. Applegate, bounce pass in here to the near corner. Shot in and out, no good. A rebound, deflected, and here's Applegate going back strong. Once again, the Pilots getting beat on the glass here in the early stages.
Yep, that's been a problem all season long for the Pilots. We've said it many times on the broadcast, Paul. They've got to learn to just get more physical, and I know Coach Gardner's gotten them in the weight room as of late, trying to get stronger. But as a team, they just got to get more physical and not be afraid of that contact.
Drew Schaus has been helping a lot in that regard. Bethel assistant coach, men's coach. It's now 3-0. Here comes the full court heat. Now here's the ball over here. Heimlich now here to Irwin at the free throw line. Jessica looks, backs it out of harm's way now. Macy over here on the right side goes back here to the top, now to Brickner. Back over to the Du Bois in the far wing. Du Bois looking, comes back to Cam Glenn at the top. Cam with the jab step in traffic, comes back to Du Bois, back to Macy Heimlich. Back to Brickner with 4 on the shot clock. Back over here to Irwin. Irwin with the triple off the rim, no good. Rebound into the hands of Kara Gurka. From right to left now. Here's Savannah Buck. Skip pass out here to the top to Gurka. Gurka with the kick out into the corner. On the dribble drive now, here is Crow. Back out to the top. Applegate with a long triple. And that one brings home rain. 6-0 USF here at the 7:05 mark. And just like that, Emma Applegate with her 23rd 3-ball of the year. Here's a drive by Brickner. Shot up the rim, no good. And the follow is laid up and in. 6-2.
A lot of contact underneath there that the official let go. A lot of physical play early on here. As Kara Gertner, easy layup.
8-2 now at the 6:41 mark. Here's the ball. Hands to Heimlich now, and here to Irwin at the top. Irwin to Brickner in the corner. Skip pass back out here to Macy Heimlich. Heimlich goes now to Brickner on the far wing. Brickner stops, pops, 12-footer, good. 8-4 ball game at the 6:23 mark. Ball here on the near side. Crow looking for some help, comes around an Applegate screen, back out to the top to Gurka. Gurka with the triple, no good, a rebound into the hands of Cam Glenn. Kamala Glenn over the timeline now, playing in her final game as a Lady Pilot. Goes over to Brickner. Foul line extended left, now goes to the boy in the far corner, now here to the left elbow. Here's the pass into the corner, now to Heimlich, and she buries the triple. Just like that, the Pilots just moments ago at 6-point trailer. Just like that, now they trail by 1.
Yep, good ball movement there, good offensive set the last couple times.
Here's a pass out here to Applegate. Shot on the way, no good from 3, and Cam Glenn with another rebound. She's been busy.
She has, Applegate sure has range of anywhere she wants on the floor.
Here's a drive and a foul called as Cam hits the deck hard. And nobody went over to help Cam off the floor.
They just, I believe, thought, Cam, you can get up yourself.
And now checking into the ball game will be Lauren McBriar, the 5'7" sophomore who prepped at Mooresville High School. Also on the floor now is Whitney Will, Fort Recovery High School in Ohio.
Brickner with a little bunny there that she needs to connect on. Could have given the Bethel Pilots the first lead, but nonetheless, St. Francis wasn't able to corral it, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Heimlich to inbound the ball to the left of the lane for where Charlie and I sit. Now goes into the corner to DuBois. DuBois, left elbow on the drive, and a hand check called on Kara Gurka. Kara's been sorting through some nagging injuries, according to Coach Jason Ridge, and has been limited only to practice play, or only to game time play. Here's a pass out to Glenn on the far wing, and Cam engages the offense back to the right side, now here to DuBois on the elbow. Back out to Heimlich. She'll launch the triple. Off the iron, no good. A rebound into the hands of Savannah Buck. Buck on the push out. Finds Whitney Will streaking. Hands it off now here to Crow. Crow with the up and under. And a foul called after she knocks down the jump shot.
Yep, nice move by Crow. Again, Lady Pilots just really out of position on that set right there.
Irwin to the bench. Heimlich to the bench. And on the floor, the pest. Michelle Moritas, and also on the floor will be Tegan Parker. As going to the charity stripe will be Crow, and she completes the old-fashioned three-point play, and the Cougars lead 11-7 here at the 4:59 mark. Here's Michelle Moritas on the far wing now, looking for help. Comes back out here now to Cam Glenn. Cam, skip pass into the corner. Brickner for 3, good. Kelsey Brickner knocks down her 45th three-ball of the year, and just like that, it's a one-point ball game again. Brickner with 7 points here in the early going. Here's a three-point shot on the far corner by McBriar. Rebound Pilots, Cam Glenn. Boy, I tell you what, she is a rebounding machine right now. She comes in averaging 3.5. So I think she's got 4 already.
Yep, 3 already, I believe.
Here's Moritas comes back to Brickner in the corner to Cam. Cam looking for a cutter. Don't forget to join me at halftime as we'll have Cam Glenn and Kristen Mon together for our seniors interview. Here's Brickner knocking down the three-point basket, and the Pilots lead for the first time tonight at 13-11.
If the Lady Pilots can get scoring like that out of Brickner and Irwin and Heimlich able to shoot from the perimeter, they got good chances tonight.
With the basketball now, here's Crow coming back out of how to Gurka. Right side now here to McBriar. McBriar, ball reversal. Jump pass inside to Gurka. She's double teamed, shoots and scores. Nonetheless, we're tied at 13-all. Gurka so tough inside.
She's really hard to defend. She can do it really just about anything on the floor.
Number 7 prior to today's matchup in all-time leading points at USF with 1,423. Here's Moritas with a bounce pass to Brickner, and the ball's deflected off the hands of Savannah Buck. And a line change for Bethel. Sydney Williams, Kristen Mon, and Kiana Allen go in for Brickner. Cam Glenn and Maggie DuBois at the 3:21 mark in a tie ball game.
I really like the rotation that Coach Gardner has got for this team, the way he's able to sub in the players at the right time and give some key players rest at the right time.
Moritas out here at the top now. Angles the dribble to the right wing. 3 on the shot clock. Now goes to Williams and a shot clock violation.
That also has been Coach Gardner taking all the blame as we hear him down there. My fault, my fault.
That's because he took he made a substitution change when he came in to halfway through the shot clock is what he's talking about. McBriar with the long triple on the right wing. No good, and a foul called on Kristen Mon after the shot. Now that's a silly foul by the senior, and that'll be a 3-shot opportunity. Or are they going to call it after the play? It was after the shot.
Yeah, it was after the shot.
Common fouled him.
Yep.
And Sidney Crow, the Whiteland High School product, will inbound the ball to the on the right sideline. Just to the left of Trayvon Covington, a Bethel youngster from Fort Wayne and one of the Bethel seniors, one of 5 men's teams. Here's a drive inside by Crow. Shot no good. A rebound. Shelly Moritas. Here's Shelly on the push-up. Over the timeline now. Crosses over. Stops. The ball ricochets into the hands of
Moritas has just got to go up with that right there.
And now here's Hinton with a basketball. Back out here to the top now to McKenzie. Into the corner. The triple on the way by Crow. No good. Rebound put up and in by Applegate.
Yep, Kiana Allen caught completely out of position. Wasn't even in the position to put a body on anybody.
Now the ball's in the hands of Michelle Moritas. Moritas angles the dribble to the right side. Now goes to Parker here in the corner. Gives it back to Moritas. And Parker with the casual hand delivery. And the Cougars getting a hand in there to knock it away. And now it'll be Mondo inbound the ball. Gets it out here to Moritas. Moritas to the top now. Back out here in the corner to Sidney Williams. Sid looking for some help. Waiting for a cutter. Still on the look. Ball reversal here. Now here to Parker. Parker with an air ball on the three-point opportunity as the shot clock was winding down.
Yep. And
Parker now on the season. Shooting 11% from three-point range.
You got to know your strengths, got to know your weaknesses when you're on the floor.
But she knew the shot clock was winding down, so she
can't fault her too much on that one.
With a basketball into the deep left corner now here to McKenzie. Back out here to the top now to Buck. Back to Applegate. Applegate on the drive. Jump pass here to the right side to Crow. Into the corner now to Hinton. 9 on the shot clock. Now over here to the near side to Buck. Buck steps back, loads up the triple, hard off the iron. Rebound, Kiana Allen.
Good job.
And
good
then
strong.
Allen is fouled.
Nice strong play there by Kiana Allen. And what I wanted to say was St. Francis really does a nice job of moving the ball on offense. They have great ball movement.
And substitutions now. So on the floor for the Pilots. They'll come back. Matter of fact, the starting lineup is intact.
Except
minus
for Moritas. Yep.
The only one still on the bench is Macy Heimlich. And now Moritas will walk it up now. Moritas here at the top, comes up high now here to Bricker at the elbow right. Back door to Cam. Cam fakes. Skip pass back to Moritas. Shelley on the dribble. Looks, kick out into the corner to Cam. Cam for 3, in and out, no good. Brick, Irwin with the putback is good. We're tied 15. Jess Irwin gets on the score sheet.
It's a good look by Cam, even better positioning there by Jess Irwin being in the right place.
But here's a steal by Cam Glenn on the double down as she took the ball away from Crow. Here's Cam to the goal. Shot blocked nicely. And now here is Maggie DeBoy. Bounce pass here to Brickner. Deep right corner now to Moritas. Shelley on the drive. Back to Cam in the corner. Now here to Brickner. And a traveling call on Brick.
4th turnover now on the Lady Pilots. St. Francis has yet to commit a turnover.
Coach
Paul.
Gardner not happy with that call.
Actually, I got St. Francis for 1.
With the basketball now, Hinton will check out now. And the Cougars, according to Jason Ridge, are going to play for the final shot of the quarter.
And they're going to run pop.
Now they're going to spread the floor, and now they'll have the ball over here to Applegate. Applegate here at the 45-foot mark. Stops, gives up the dribble out here. Now here to Buck. Back out to the top now to Gurka. Gurka with a pull-up 14-footer. No good. Rebound. Gurka keeps it alive. Now on the drive, Crow down the lane for the field goal. Nice heads-up play by the Cougars to close out the quarter, and they'll take a 2-point lead into the quarter break. We're live from Bethel College, St. Francis 17, Bethel 15. We'll be back with more right after this on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
It's pouring rain. It's real dark outside. Your heart starts beating really, really fast. You've never done anything so hard in your life. This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. It's such extreme pain, you don't understand how you can finish. I began to feel that there was no way I was ever going to have my title, U.S. Marine. It takes special inner strength, courage, and desire to do this. I was just thinking, I'm so close, I'm so close. And when I finished, I was like, I'm done, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admired so much comes up to me straight in front of me, put her arm on my shoulder and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Second quarter action being presented in part by our friends at Teachers Credit Union. Don't forget, check out the 3.99% intro rate, the TCU Visa Platinum credit card. You can check it out at tcunet.com/apply. Bethel basketball here in the half-court set to start the second stanza. They trail 17-15. We'll get some thoughts. And here's a mistake by Shelly Moritas on the turnover. Now pushing it up now will be McKenzie. Let's go over here to pass inside to Gurka. Gurka leans in, and now we have a stoppage of play. Let's go over to Dante Stanton, and he's got our stats and particulars in the first quarter. Dante, take it away.
Starting off on the Bethel side, Macy Heimlich with 3 points, Jessica Irwin with 2, and Kelsey Brickner, the only double-digit scorer of the game, with 10. Over on the St. Francis side, Sydney Crow with 5 points, Daisy Hinton with 1, Kara Gurka with 4, and Emma Applegate with 7.
And at the 9:40 mark here of the second stanza, Gurka continues to pile up the points. The former Fisher standout with the right-handed shot, good. That makes it 19-15. The biggest lead for USF on the night was at 6 at the 6:41 mark when it was an 8-2 contest. Charlie, you've got some shooting numbers in the first quarter.
Yep, St. Francis overall shooting 33%, 6 of 18. Bethel shooting 6 of 13, 46%, but the key is Bethel's 37% from the three-point line.
Here's Brickner with a wide-open triple at the top, and that's an air ball.
Percentage will go down after that.
Yep.
But St. Francis is 1 of 9 from the three-point line for just 11%.
Now to walk it up now, Savannah Buck, the former Homestead Spartan here, is at the top of the ring now. Looks to the left side where she goes to McBriar. McBriar goes inside on the cut to Applegate for the easy field goal. Absolutely picture perfect on the offense for Jason Ridge's squad there, and now they match that largest lead at 6. Here's DuBois over the timeline now. Looking for help at the top of the ring. Gives it off now here to Brickner. Brickner on the dribble drive. Inside here to Cam Glenn. Cam is fouled by McBriar, and that will send Cam to the charity stripe. Cam on the year as we started this game with 1,176 career points and 307 rebounds. And Cam here in this ball game is yet to be able to knock one in. And let's see if she's able to get her first point of this last trip on this floor. Second free throw no good, so she missed them both. And here come the Cougars. There's a pass inside. Applegate on Brickner with the shot and the easy score. 23-15. Just like that, an 8-0 run by USF has catapulted the Cougars to an 8-point advantage. Here's Glenn over the timeline now. Cam at the top of the circle looking for some help. Glenn now on the dribble, looks to the far side, steps back out. She remains on the dribble, comes back to Brickner. Brickner, long three, good. That ends the 8-0 run, and just like that, Brickner, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, that's 3 triples now for her.
That's right, 3 triples on the night.
There's a pass inside to Gurka for the easy field goal. And just like that, 25-18, the Pilots are getting a little bit of the Olay defense that time. Here's Irwin over the timeline now, and had it stripped away from behind. She's got to be cognizant of where the defense is at all times now. Here's Applegate on the far side wing. Now goes to Buck on the wing right. Back out to the top to Kara Gurka. Inside to Applegate with a drive and the score. 27-18. Timeout, Mark Gardner and the Lady Pilots, as USF is ready to blow this one out of control. And we'll be back with more college buckets and a quick look around the Crossroads League right after this.
Hi, this is Paul Condry of the Regional Radio Sports Network. That may be my professional title, but did you know that I'm also the son of a U.S. Navy World War II veteran and a proud father of a United States Marine? Let me share with you something very close to my heart. It's called the Semper Fi Fund and its program America's Fund, which provides immediate lifetime support for post-9/11 wounded, critically ill, and injured members of the U.S. Armed Forces, veterans, and their families to ease recovery and transition back home to their communities. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. The basic idea that drives these efforts is simple. For as much as our heroes have sacrificed, they deserve the best care and support available in their hour of need, whenever it may occur. The Semper Fi Fund, a 4-star charity and an A+ rating, has served over 16,000 members since 2004. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. For more information, visit them online at www.semperfifund.org.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Condry and Condry. Tanya upstairs, Paul downstairs here. Charlie Shepard and Dante Stanton. Here's another turnover on the Pilots. Back the other way, McKenzie had it stripped away from behind by a hustling Shelly Moritas. Charlie, real crucial juncture of the ball game right now.
Absolutely. Yep, they need a good defensive stop here.
Now here's a wide open.
Just as I say that, that was very, very easy.
Whitney Will with the easy field goal, 29-18. Here at the 7:14 mark, and then a foul. Boy, the Pilots' defense, the last 5 or 6 trips down the floor, has just been awful.
They have. It's as bad as I've seen really since Coach Gardner has taken over.
Heimlich to inbound the ball, comes out here to Brickner on foul line extended left. Now back to Du Bois, back to Heimlich. Pilots need to get some other scoring besides Kelsey Brickner. Here's Moritas, bounce pass to Irwin. Irwin in the lane, gives it back to Heimlich for the triple. Shot no good, rebound into the hands of Tyann McKenzie. McKenzie up court quickly, ball deflected. Finally tracked down by Whitney Will. Back now to Buck, check that, that's McBriar. Now into the low post, now to Will. She skips it back out here to the top now. McBriar down the lane for the field goal. Nope, couldn't get it to go, and here is Macy Heimlich over the timeline now. Number 4 on the dribble drives, finds Irwin. Irwin's shot rejected inside, and it'll be BC basketball now. Irwin is going to head to the bench, and Parker back in. Here's Moritas on the drive inside. Finds Parker. Parker with the run hand, one-handed shot blocked away by Whitney Will. And here come the Cougars. McBriar over the timeline now. And that's a traveling call on Whitney Will. Sydney Williams checks in for Bethel. As
Maggie Du Bois is going to
Maggie Du Bois comes to the bench.
8 turnovers so far.
And Maggie Du Bois, when she was walking off the floor, Sydney Williams asked, "Who do you got?" And she goes, "I don't know."
That's probably an issue.
Here's Brickner going over here to Heimlich, back out to the top to Moritas. Moritas back here to Brickner, and once again, bad passing angle. They know exactly where the ball's going because she's the only one looking to score. And now it'll be Heimlich to inbound the ball on the far sideline. Now to Moritas. Shelley on the dribble. Crosses over a couple times. Now throws it away.
Make that 9 turnovers now on the
Pilots come into the ball game, Coach Charlie, 16 and a half turnovers a game.
They are well on their way to their average.
Here's Shelly Moritas with a great hustle
Working
play.
Hard. Good to see. But, you know, without the communication, just as you alluded to a few minutes ago of Maggie Du Bois not knowing who she has when she comes off the floor, one good reason why they're down 11 points right now.
Coach Mark Gardner decked out in the charcoal colored shirt tonight, much better than the white shirt, according to Tiny Connie, the fashion expert on Regional Radio Sports. Always color coordinating everything. Here's the ball stolen away by Sid Williams. Now Heimlich to push it up into the forecourt now. Heimlich on the hard right-hand dribble, goes now to Parker. Now here to Brickner, back here to Williams. Sid, jump shot in the corner for three. Now go Shelly Moritas with a great hustle play into Sid Williams for the field goal. That was the first time tonight that Bethel has out-hustled USF.
Yep, absolutely, and it started with the pest, Michelle Moritas. Great play on her part.
Oh, out here at the right wing now, Savannah Buck looks for some help. Back to Kara Gurka. Gurka with the triple. Knock it down. Kara Gurka with the three ball. 12-point Cougar lead at the 4:49 mark.
And I have that only as the second three for St. Francis and so far in the first half.
That is correct. They hit one at the 7:05 mark of the first. And checking in at the next dead ball was going to be Shayna Temple.
And here's another turnover by the Lady Pilots as it was a bad pass by Macy Heimlich.
Kelsey Brickner is, she's gassed already.
Yeah.
Tell you what, if Mark gets this job, these gals are going to learn to run like there's no tomorrow. And they'll be ready to go in these type of games.
Maybe we should come in and run with them, Paul. I could use the exercise.
Temple goes inside of the little post to Gurka. I'm skipping on that one. These knees are way too bad. There's the ball stolen by Moritas. And right into the hands of Sydney Williams. Here's Heimlich. Over to here to a wide open Parker, and she scores the layup. 32-22 at the 4:11 mark.
Nice little run by the Lady Pilots, and it all starts with defense.
Back out to the top now. Crow swings it near side now to Buck. Buck waiting for a cutter. Lobs it inside now here to Crow. Crow across the lane. Kick out into the corner now to McKenzie. And she throws it away. Here is Heimlich on the push-up. Macy streaks up the left sideline. Finds Parker coming down the lane. She missed the layup. Gurka with the rebound. Up court quickly now. Pushing it out now is Crow. Or check that. That was Buck. And then the ball's deflected into the hands of Heimlich. Heimlich wanting to push it up now.
3 straight turnover for St. Francis, Indiana.
Heimlich now here into the forecourt at the top of the ring now. Looks for help. Goes right side out of Moritas. Moritas waiting for a drive. Pulls up from 14. Shelley missed a shot. Rebounded in the hands of Savannah Buck. Buck pushes it up the right sideline. Skip pass over here on the near wing to McKenzie. Now here, and that'll be a traveling call on Shayna Temple.
Moritas doesn't take the shots too often. She comes in averaging 4 points a game, but it's good to see her take that shot. There's nothing wrong with that shot. She just has to get more comfortable.
Charlie, look on how many of the Lady Pilots got their hands on their hips.
Yeah.
As we like to say in hockey, they're sucking dirty pond water right now, folks. They are gassed. And Brickner comes to the bench. She'll get a rest. It's back onto the floor now is Kiana Allen. And now to inbound the ball are the Pilots, and now Cam Glenn right wing now. Cam with the crossover. Still on the dribble. Gives it off to Heimlich. Now here to Parker. Parker right wing looking. 12 on the shot clock. Parker reverses it to Glenn in the deep right corner. Cam with the skip pass to Heimlich. Macy for 3. Off the rim, no good. Ricochets into the hands of Applegate of St. Francis. 10-point Cougar lead, 2:40 to go in the half. Here's Savannah Buck, right side wing now. Comes around to Applegate screen, goes inside to Applegate. She traveled before she even took a shot. No call.
They're gonna get.
And then they'll call a foul on Macy Heimlich. And now Urban will check back into the game.
Quick score update, Paul. IUSB ladies, women have knocked off Governors State 74-60.
Good win for Coach Bruce and company. That game also was on Regional Radio Sports. 33-22. A solid day for Applegate at the office. Her brother is going to be heading off to her next in age brother, I should say. Is going to be heading off to Hillsdale, averaging 19.5 points and around 9 rebounds for the Penn Kingsmen. We'll see them on Friday. He's going to be taking on the Mishawaka Marion Knights, the number 5 Penn Kingsmen, and the number 7 Marion Knights, our Friday night high school hoops game. Here's a Well,
Sydney Williams had a
jump shot, was an air ball.
I believe it was an air ball, yep.
Mark tells her to go to the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. There was nobody within 4 or 5 steps in front of her, and then the basket.
Yeah,
so
you can't settle for
Yeah.
10-footers when they're going to give you 5. Here's
Sure.
Applegate. Back out to the top now here to Crow. Crow looks left and goes right now. And a wrap around to Applegate for the field goal attempt, and she scores. 35-22. Applegate with 15. And with a $1.52, Pilots about ready to be knocked out of this one. Here is Parker. Foul line extended left, back now to here to Irwin. Irwin, deep right corner now to Sid Williams. Sydney looking for help on the dribble. Looking. Goes inside now to Irwin. Shovels it over to Kiana Allen for the triple. Shot off the rim, no good. Rebound. Ball's on the floor now, Temple. Here come the Cougars from right to left now. Savannah Buck. Out to the top now here to Crow. Deep left corner. On the dribble dive as Temple leans in. Taken away. Sid Williams with a nice play defensively. And Cam pushes it up. Glenn drives inside the lane and an offensive foul called. Nicely played by Sydney Crow as Cam just ran her over.
Yeah, it was good. Like I talked about in the first period with Macy Heimlich, Crow hustled back down the floor, was able to get position, and took the charge.
Substitutions, Kristen Mons back on the floor, Maggie Du Bois back on the floor, and Shelly Moritis is back on the floor.
With that charging offensive call, that gives the Pilots 10 turnovers now in the first half.
With the ball here on the dribble drive is Savannah Buck into the forecourt. Goes to the right side now to Hinton. Back here to the left side to Buck. Jump pass down here to Gurka. Skip pass here to Applegate. Applegate rolls right side now to Hinton. 10 on the shot clock. Wrap around inside now here to Applegate. Ball's deflected by Glenn. And then here is a foul as Jessica Irwin was stripped by Savannah Buck.
Only the second foul of the period on St. Francis.
As now Cam Glenn will inbound the ball right in front of Coach Gardner. Goes in now to Michelle Moritis, and then Shelly's now into the forecourt here with 40 seconds to go. Now to Cam on the right wing. Goes down to the right elbow to Irwin. Pass inside, she throws it away.
Did not have the angle. She needed to take about 2 or 3 dribbles to her left to get that angle. But really, Du Bois was posting up too far underneath the basketball, so that really would not have been any opportunity there.
McKenzie with the jump pass over here. She just ran down over Cam Glenn and no call. Back out to the top now, McKenzie, the 5'8" freshman from Brownsburg with the ball at the 45-foot mark, far side. Now the pass out here to the top now to Crow, and Maggie Du Bois was there with a hustle play and a foul whistled on Crow. Once again, the Pilots picking the spots to make a play here or there. And now it'll be BC basketball now. Michelle Moritis now with 7. Moritis driving, shooting, missed the shot. Michelle throws it out here to Du Bois. Her 14-footer's on the way, no good. 20 minutes are in the books here from Mike Lightfoot Court. We'll get a thought here from Chris Hess here momentarily. But right now it's after the game was tied at 15-15 with 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. USF scored that last field goal of the first quarter and then subsequently went on an 8-0 run, and they have not looked back since then. And the Cougars at one point in time had that lead at 11 at 29-18, and now here we're at 35-22. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back, and we'll visit with Coach Chris Hess. We'll do that after this on Regional Radio Sports.
You're listening to regional radio sports coverage of Bethel College Athletics on the Bethel Sports Network, available worldwide at rrsn.com and bethelcollegepilots.com.
Paul Condry along with Charlie Shepard, Dante Stanton, and now we're going to get some thoughts here from Chris Hess here at the intermission. Once again, 36-22 after 20 minutes of play. Chris, first of all, you guys scraped and clawed yourself into a 2-point game at the end of the first quarter, and then the defense decided to take about a 2.5-minute stretch off and stunk up the joint. How's that one being really nice?
No, that's exactly. I mean, there's nothing really good to say about the effort that we had. Again, I think you look before the game, it seems like we didn't want to play. The effort in warm-ups, the intensity, I don't know. If we've packed it in, then that's a shame on us, a shame on all these girls, because it's another chance for these seniors. We had senior night last week, and they get another home game. It's like a bonus home game for them, and to come out with that kind of effort is really disappointing, especially on the defensive end. St. Francis doing a good job defensively, and but a lot of those turnovers for us is just lazy passes, and it's like we're going back to taking 5 steps back from where we've come. We've come a long way in these 3 weeks, but if they've packed it in, I don't know. After our Saturday loss, you know, we're not going to make the playoffs, we're not going to make the tournament, and it's just frustrating. It says a lot about your character to come out with that kind of attitude and that effort. So hopefully we can pick it up here early in the second half.
Emma Applegate is a tough matchup. She can step out and knock down the long 3. And she's
yeah, she can if you let her shoot the 3. Sure. And again, that's one of them we talked about. She's a post player, but she does like to step out, and she'll shoot it from 30 feet. And you can't give her a look. You got to contest with the hand up, and she comes down 2 of the first 4 possessions, and we don't guard her. And it's kind of the story of the last, 8 or 9 games with this group is you give them matchups to tell who the shooters are, and then we get out there, and it's like we're speaking a foreign language to them.
Yeah, there was one particular point that jumped off the page at me is there was a substitution being made on the play, and it was Maggie DuBois was going to the bench after a substitution in and out, and I think it was Sydney Williams was going in for her. I believe that's who it was, and she asked, "Who do you got?" And she holds her hands up in the air, and she says, "I don't know who I got." Yeah. I mean, and those are the kind of communication issues that I think is what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's that, and we do a lot of switching, so sometimes that can happen.
Sure.
But ultimately, everybody starts with one player. So yeah, that's the kind of thing. Communication on the floor, talking on defense. It goes back again to the way we practice, the way they warm up. It's frustrating, but we got to get over that. Yeah. I mean, you can't. It's still a game. It's a 14-point game, and that's no reason to quit at this point. It's just an attitude change, hopefully, in that locker room.
Okay, go get him, buddy.
Thanks.
Once again, Chris Hess joining us.
This is Paul Condry of the Regional Radio Sports.
You're listening to regional radio sports coverage of Bethel College Athletics on the Bethel Sports Network, available worldwide at rrsn.com and bethelcollegepilots.com.
In 2019, Bethel College will become Bethel University.
Bethel College will become Bethel University.
Bethel University. Bethel University.
I'm very excited for Bethel College to change to Bethel University.
I am excited about the name change.
I'm very excited for Bethel to become Bethel University.
I feel like everybody's gonna say they're so excited, but I am excited. So I feel very excited.
President Chenoweth himself stopped me in the middle of Huffman and was like, "So, what would you think about Bethel College becoming Bethel University?" And I looked at him and I was like, "I think that'd be dope."
I was very excited. I started telling people, I started telling my friends, I got excited, I was telling family members.
I'm excited about the name change coming to Bethel because I think it will better reflect who we really are.
Yeah, the name change is painting a picture before you even step on campus.
I think the name change is not so much something that we're striving to be and striving to attain. Rather, the name change is a description of who Bethel became years ago and what terminology is currently being used in our society.
Calling it Bethel University is just going to be a more accurate representation of what Bethel is doing and what the student body is doing.
Bethel changing from a college to university accurately displays where Bethel is.
I'm excited about the name change because when our students go abroad, university makes so much more sense.
When I was telling my family in the Netherlands that I was going to go to a college, they were wondering if I couldn't make it into a university because the level of education might be different. What Bethel stands for is more like an universiteit, and so university will easier translate, which will be lots easier to explain and understand.
And it'll just be so much easier to tell my friends and family what I'm doing with Bethel.
College isn't always understood in every culture, but university has worldwide meaning, and I'm really excited to send our students under the name of Bethel University.
One of the things I'm confident about is that nothing about our mission changes.
Bethel College will always be a part of Bethel University. Bethel College is not going away. It's just morphing and growing and blossoming into this new season and new phase.
Our mission will stay the same, only our name is changing.
I don't think anything will change with the quality or the culture of Bethel once the name changes. Bethel will hold true to its values and to its high quality of education and care for its students.
To confirm our university status, that won't be a problem. We're teaching, and I think better than some universities, but of course I am prejudiced. We'll continue to teach at a very high level.
I'm excited that at Bethel College, soon to be Bethel University, some things won't change. One thing that impacted my life as a student was mentoring and discipleship community on our campus. It changed me, it impacted my life at Bethel, and I'm excited to know going forward that's the same culture that we'll have on our campus. Just recently in chapel, we rolled out all the opportunities that students will have to be in one-on-one mentoring or discipleship communities. I'm seriously excited to see our students plug into places where they're going to be able to go deep with mature believers and with their peers in seeking Christ, understanding who He is and who they are in Him, and what impact that has on their life, not just here at Bethel, but beyond.
To think that we're going to have the same mission of Bethel College continue, but known throughout the world as Bethel University in Indiana, is really exciting to me.
I do believe that greater is definitely coming.
You're listening to regional radio sports coverage of Bethel College Athletics on the Bethel Sports Network, available worldwide at rrsn.com and bethelcollegepilots.com. It's time for Bethel basketball.
With 1,176 career points and 307 rebounds. And if you look at her first half of action, Cam did not score a point, but she did have 3 rebounds on that. So let's take a look at our first half numbers for these two basketball teams. First of all, team statistic. First of all, for the visitors from the fort, St. Francis shot 13 of 27 from the field, 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. They were an eye-popping 8 of 9 at the line. They had 4 offensive rebounds, 12 defensive caroms for a grand total of 16. Bethel, 9 of 27 from the field, 33%, 4 of 13 from beyond the arc, 0 for 2 at the line. Both of those misses for Cam Glenn. Bethel had 5 offensive rebounds, 10 defensive, so the Cougars won the rebound war 16 to 15. Both teams with identical 7 fouls apiece. Both teams with identical 7 steals apiece. Bethel had 11 turnovers. The Cougars with 9. The Pilots with 6 assists, and the Cougars with 7. The lead was changed hands twice. The score was tied, but it was the 19-7 second quarter output, the difference. This one. Now let's go over to Dante Stanton with our individual scoring in the first half.
All right, starting off on the Bethel side, Macy Heimlich with 3 points, Tegan Parker with 2 points, Jessica Irwin with 2 points, Kelsey Brickner leading the way with 13, and Sydney Williams with 2 points. Over on the Cougars side, Sydney Crow, 5 points, Dejanay Hinton with 1 point, Kara Gurka with 11 points, Emma Applegate leading the charge, 17 points, and Whitney Will with 2 points.
Charlie, your analysis in this first half with Chris was about as blatantly honest as anything could be. And certainly, you got to know that he's where he's at before I ask you to go through the Crossroads League scores. But your impressions on the first half?
Well, I think that it's the second to the last game of the season. I think it's been a long season for the Lady Pilots. Not all, but I feel like some are probably ready for it to be done. There's not a lot of hustle. There's not a lot of emotion out there. Maybe they're tired. Mark, I know, has got them conditioning way more than they're used to. However, you still got to give it 110% when you step on the floor. Every single time. We've talked about that with different broadcasts. But, you know, there was a couple times when there was a loose ball, Paul, and opportunity for some girls to dive on the floor, and it just didn't happen. Early in the season or different coach, you know, Mark earlier in the season, that probably would happen every single time. So I think it's going to be a long second half for the Lady Pilots. But nonetheless, we'll see what happens. That's why we play the entire 40 minutes.
There you go.
Taylor, your friend Jody, is leading Goshen College 54-33 at halftime. Over at Grace College in Warsaw, they are leading Huntington at halftime, 35-24. And down in Marion, Indiana, Indiana Wesleyan is leading St. Francis, start of the second quarter, 36-35.
Cougars black jerseys, black shorts with the white numbers, and Cougars written in blue in italics on the front of the jerseys. Bethel, gray jerseys and gray shorts with Bethel written in white, trimmed in blue. There's a pass inside to the low post now. And out to the far wing. Here's Buck with a 3. Good. 38-22, a 3-point basket for Jason Ridge's squad. On the floor for these two teams, it's Crow along with Hinton, Buck, Gurka, and Applegate for the visitors from the fort. Bethel will come back with the starters of Heimlich, Glenn, DuBois, Irwin, and Brickner. Here's Jessica Irwin coming back out here to DuBois. DuBois looking for some help. Still on the dribble. DuBois with a running right-handed shot down the lane, no good. Heimlich with the rebound. Just took it, had it taken away from her by Hinton, and a nice jump ball opportunity. And Heimlich will win the war on the alternating possession, and Heimlich will inbound the ball to the right of the lane now. Macy looks, comes out here, now here to DuBois on the right elbow. Now skip past to Heimlich on the near wing. Back to the top to Brickner. Brickner with the jab step in traffic. Throws up a prayer, and it was answered.
Yeah,
Just like that, 38-24. Brick with the, here's a play inside. Ball deflected. Gurka comes down with the loose pumpkin. Back out to the top now here to Buck. Buck with the triple, no good. That should have been a foul on Gurka over the back, but no call was made. And now here is Irwin with the ball on the right wing now. Jess Irwin comes back to Heimlich at the point. Now goes to Brickner on the right wing. Brickner lost the handle on it. Looks for a ball reversal, comes out high and out of here to Irwin. Jess Irwin. One-on-one against Applegate. Goes left side now here to Heimlich. Heimlich on the liquid 9 on the shot clock. Ball reversal back to Irwin. Irwin round the back dribble. Into the corner to Cam Glenn with 3. Cam back to Brickner. 3-point shot is blocked, and they'll play on.
Nope, the official stopped it. Which I'm a little surprised, but.
Yeah, I was too. I thought the shot was blocked. They automatically move on, but what the heck do I know? Okay, Savannah Buck, the 5'6" junior, will move from left to right. I only do 114 games a year for the last 31 years. With the basketball out here on the right wing, into the corner. Now Buck. Buck looking for some help. Looks for help. Looks, lobs it inside to Applegate. Oh, nice pass to Gurka. Gurka to the goal, missed the shot. Kara got it back, and then she is. There's a jump ball. It'll be Cougar basketball. Gurka just a tireless worker inside for Jason Ridge's squad.
Yep, just what I talked about at halftime. She's one that as soon as she laces them up, she never stops.
Yeah, and she's been fighting some health issues, and here's a 14-foot shot on the right side by Sydney Crow, and the former Whiteland Warrior knocks it down to make it 40-20 or 41-24. Is that right?
That's right.
41-24. The Lady Pilots really at this point, Paul. I mean, I'm watching just their body language as they're running up and down. I should say jogging up and down the floor, and it's, I think they're just completely gassed. It's been a long, long season for these young ladies.
Here's the ball at the top now. Cam Glenn bodied up by Hinton. Hinton's whistled for the foul. And now Glenn will inbound the ball on the near sideline. Comes out here now here to Heimlich, and Heimlich will go right side now to DuBois. DuBois goes now here to Brickner. Foul line extended right. Brickner, that should have been a foul right there. Brickner had it stolen away. Sydney Crow all over her. Here is Gurka with a drive down the lane for the field goal. 43-24. 7:03 to go.
Oh, going to call I believe he's going to call Dejanay Hitton on a little reach in there.
As now Lauren McBriar will check in, the 5'7" sophomore.
And as if this wasn't already almost out of reach, it's quickly getting out of control for the Lady Pilots.
Brickner in the corner, drives baseline, shovels it inside to Irwin for the field goal. Nice movement by Irwin coming down the lane for the field goal. 6:47 to go in the third. Here's Buck with the ball, coming out high now to Applegate. Back to Buck. Buck with the triple off the rim, no good. Rebound. Gurka wins the war. Here's Applegate with the jump shot. Ricochets into the hands of Glenn. Up now to Irwin. Irwin stops back. Now goes to Heimlich coming around the screen. Macy goes now here to Cam Glenn. And now Cam at the point, backdoor pass to the boy. Shot no good, a golden opportunity. And the Pilots not hustling back. Now they'll get back. Buck swings it back here to the right side now to Crow. Back to the top to Applegate for 3. Shot no good. DuBois with the rebound. Maggie will push it up the right sideline. Over the timeline now into the forecourt. Ball reversal here to the right side to Heimlich. Heimlich at the top. On the dribble drive. Shot is an air ball. And now into the hands of Sydney Crow. Crow finds McBriar into the side to a wide open Gurka for the field goal.
Yeah, I'm not sure who lost their assignment there.
Everybody.
Yeah, besides everybody on the floor.
And 45-26 now is checking back into the ball game will be McKenzie for USF. Here's Cam Glenn, left elbow. Backdoor to Brickner for the field goal. 45-25 28 here at the 5:18 mark.
Brickner so far accounts for 17 of the Pilots' 28 points in the game.
With the basketball now, McBriar comes back out to the top to Kara Gurka. Back to the right side now to Crow. Crow drives inside the lane. And now the ball on the far wing now. McBriar for three, no good. Ball ricochets. Ball's on the floor. Macy Heimlich diving on the floor. Good for her.
Good to see that. The Cougars still struggling from the three-point line. 3 of 14 now for them on the game, 21%.
Brickner coming out of the ball game now for Bethel. Also Cam Glenn coming out of the ball game for the Pilots as Shelly Moritas is on the floor, and also Teagan Parker on the floor. Now Moritas will pick up the pace and get it into the forecourt. Goes right side now to Heimlich. Heimlich's now matched up against Gurkham. Pass inside, throws it to Parker, back to Moritas on the near wing. Back to Parker, left wing. Skip pass to Du Bois. Now to Heimlich on the right wing. Inside, she throws it away. This team, if they learn how to come together and learn that's the travel, no call.
Absolutely.
The old-fashioned bounce pass. I know that's an interesting concept in today's college basketball. Here's Gurka with a three-point shot, banks it up and in. And Jason Ridge, all he does is give her the grin.
Yeah, and she turns around and looks like, I'm not sure how that
Banks open today, baby. That's all that matters. Up court quickly. Here's the ball deflected, and Du Bois there with the steal. Maggie on the return. Goes back to Irwin. Irwin free throw line now goes to Heimlich for three. In and out, no good. Moritas with the field goal opportunity, and she scores. 48-30 with 3:48 to go.
Good to see Moritas doing what she always does, still out there being pesky, working hard. And there's Gurka.
And Gurka just continues to boy, what a warrior, Charlie.
Absolutely.
I want her on my team, man.
Every time, actually. And you know what? She's just a junior, Paul. We're going to see her for another year yet.
Man, she is just a tireless worker. And there's a pass inside to Kara for the field goal. Once again, realized where the defender was, and she made him pay.
Yep.
Just like that, it's 50-30.
Take advantage. I say it all the time. Take advantage of what the defense is going.
Such a smart player too.
Yep.
Number 21 with 20 points now on the day. Here's the ball into the hands of Parker on the near wing. Parker bodied up by McBriar, and that's the hand check on the north-south fall, which is a good call by the official. And then now Parker will inbound the ball here. Lex comes back out here to Michelle Moritas, and Shelley, who's going to be matched up against Whitney Will at that point. Goes left side now to Parker. Partner around the screen. Back to Moritas. Moritas crosses over into the corner now here to Mon. Christian Mon had it stolen away by Gurka. Up court quickly to Buck. Buck on the push out. Finds Will with the jump stop and the score. Whitney Will with the field goal. And now it is a 52-30 ball game with 2:51 to go.
Good job running the floor by Will down on that fast break. Not so good on Pilots getting
Mon's
back.
three-point shot is blocked and up court quickly on the breakout. Here is McKenzie. McKenzie to the field goal, and she scores. She made the block on the defensive end. She ran the floor on the offensive end, and she laid it up and in. Beautiful play by USF. 54-30, 2:27 to go. Now here's Moritas. Bounce pass to the elbow here to Parker. Waits for a cutter to go by. She drives inside, gives it back to Mon at the point. Christian Mon, ball reversal. Off balance, 14-footer, no good. A rebound into the hands of Will. And there's a jump ball. And that'll be USF basketball. A fresh 5 of blue and white jerseys, or gray jerseys, if you will, as the Bethel starters are on the floor now in Heimlich, Glenn, Du Bois, Irwin, and Brickner. And the Cougars, Kara Gurka's going to grab some pine time now, get herself a well-deserved rest. Applegate heads back onto the hardwoods. Here's now Whitney Will going to the far side. Now to Crow, back out to Will. Goes right side now here to McKenzie. Back to Applegate, back to the far wing now to McBriar. Her three-point shot's no good. It comes out long to Irwin. Irwin on the leak out. Irwin on the drive. Stops, looks, tries to go back door, and she will. Irwin to the goal, and she scores, and a foul's called.
I was beginning to say it was a little too much dribbling there. I thought there was a couple opportunities there before she took that drive to the basket that she had the open lane to go to the basket, so it was good to see her finally take that.
54-32. And to the charity stripe will be Jessica Irwin. Irwin on the year at the charity stripe, and 85% free throw shooter, averages 1.5 assists, 2.5 turnovers, 2.5 rebounds, and also 10.8 points per game, and that will help her total with the old-fashioned three-point play. That makes it 54-33, and now Jessica with 7 points on the evening. Over here on the right side now. Here's Crow. She traveled, drug that pivot foot.
Absolutely.
Over on the far side, now here to McKenzie. McKenzie looks into the left side now to McBriar. McBriar on the drive with a running one-hander. Banks no good. Rebound ricochets in the hand of McBriar. And then there's Irwin with the block shot. And that's a bailout by the official right there.
Yep. Jessica Irwin's even turning around looking like, I'm not even sure where that came from.
Third of the game for her.
And with 3 fouls now, she joins Macy Heimlich in the 3-foul department. Is now to check into the game now will be Desiree Hinton, who did her prep work at R. Nelson Snyder High School in Fort Wayne. Irwin to the bench now, and Maritas back in.
Quick shout out, Paul, our friend Cleo. Basically my second son listening down in Indianapolis to us tonight.
Hey, Clay, I was going to call you. You need to buy an ad in the Indiana Football Digest for your Indiana Farm Bureau. You got to look me up right now. Send me a note. We need to get you some pub down there in our Indiana Football Digest, the largest football magazine on the planet, and he needs to be advertising in that book.
He needs his face all over that
He does,
magazine.
man. Here is Brickner backing it in, throws it away. The ball ricochets on the perimeter now. We got a rugby scrum, and it'll be USF basketball on the Bethel turnover. And now to inbound the ball along the near sideline will be the Cougars' Applegate.
Dante, you're shaking your head over there. What's your thoughts on that?
A lot of simple mistakes by the Pilots so far. 17 turnovers on the game. It's just getting old.
And
I'm sure that's what's going through Coach Gardner's head too.
Mark Gardner and Chris Hess have been talking about it. Some of the most fundamental things in the world have just been misplaced over the course of the last 3 years. Back out here to the top now. They'll re-engage the offense. Tyann McKenzie. They're all deflected. Here's a steal by Brickner. Brickner will push it out. Shovels it over to Cam Glenn. Cam All with a nice little drive inside. Shoots and scores the field goal. And that makes it 55-35. Is that Cam's first field goal of the night?
First points of the contest.
With 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. And it will be USF basketball to inbound along the near sideline. Really love spending time with Cam and Kristen Mon. Did you enjoy that interview?
I did, yes. Yep, I've had the pleasure of getting to know Cam a little bit off the floor the last couple years, and yeah, she's just really a great human being.
Absolutely. Here's the drive down the right side of the lane by Hinton on the clear out, 57-35. And now it'll be Du Bois with the drive, stops, gives it off to Heimlich, off balance, triple on the way is no good. 3 quarters is in the books here from Bethel College. And we'll move to the fourth quarter with the Cougars in command, 57-35. We'll be back with more right after this on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Stack them deep and sell them cheap. Stop by Gates Automotive for their Zero Down Sign and Drive event. All they need is a signature for you to drive and new, and keep your tax returns. Stop by Gates Chevy World, Gates Toyota, Gates of Granger, Gates Downtown South Bend, or the new Gates of Elkhart to sign and drive today. Come in to Gates Automotive location near you or go to www.gatesautomotive.com/stack for more information.
Taking a look at the Crossroads League standings coming into this next to the last game of the year. It's Taylor and Marion deadlocked at 14-2 atop the leaderboard. And Indiana Wesleyan at 11-5. Huntington at 10-6. St. Francis at 9-7, tied with Grace. Mount Vernon at 6-10. Spring Arbor 4-12. Pilots 2-14, and Goshen at 1-15. Here's Brickner at the top on the hard dribble. Hands it off to Cam Glenn. Cam travel with a basketball.
Wasn't happy with that call. She just turned around and give the official one of those
really
looks.
Yeah. And now to push it up now will be Desane Hinton. Hitting over the timeline now. Goes right side. Now here to Buck. Buck on the hard dribble. Kicks it up to Hinton in the corner. Far side. Hinton on the look. Comes here to the free throw line. Tries to reverse it. Now back to Gurka at the top. Now over here to the near corner now to Crow. Crow. Deep right corner now to Savannah Buck. 8 on the shot clock. Throws it to the far side. Shot on the way, no good from Hinton. Rebound Cam Glenn. Cam up the right sideline now here to Brickner. Kelsey Brickner gives it off now here to Moritas, and then now Moritas gives it back to Cam Glenn. Cam on the drive inside the lane, and a foul whistled on Savannah Buck.
First team foul on St. Francis for the period.
And now it'll be Macy Heimlich to inbound the ball to the right of the lane. Comes out high here now to Brickner, and Applegate nearly came away with the pick. Now Brickner, deep left corner now to Glenn. Glenn, now to Moritas at the left elbow. And deep right corner now to Irwin for three, and she knocks down the triple. 57-38 in favor of the Cougars with 8:51 to go. Jess Irwin in double figures now.
I was getting ready to say, puts her in double digits for the night.
The three-point shot on the near side by Crow, no good. Glenn with another rebound. Cam up court quickly now here to Heimlich. Now back to Moritas, and now they'll engage the offense into the deep left corner now to Irwin. Irwin triple, good again. 57-41. Jessica Irwin is on fire with now 29 triples on the year. Now here is Applegate losing the handle on it, and a foul called on Kelsey Brickner.
Yep, I think their feet got tangled up a little bit, so easy call for the official to make.
And now Heimlich will go to the bench, and back onto the floor will be Maggie DuBois. And to inbound to my immediate right will be Sydney Crow. Goes inside now here to Hinton, and then back to the far side to Kara Gurka. To the top now to Applegate. Back to the right side now to Buck. Buck goes inside to Gurka for the easy layup. 59-41. 8 minutes to go. Here is Brickner with a drive from the right side. No good. Ball deflected around, and Gurka's got the field goal. Or got the basket now. Pushing it up now. Here's Buck into the corner now to Hinton. Hinton with a drive across the lane. And a whistle on the perimeter. Who's the call going to be on? Whistle that one on Bethel's Maggie DuBois.
Paul, IUSB men are playing in action now after the women at halftime. They are trailing Governor State 38-37.
Hinton's free throw is no good. Hinton on the year, an 80% free throw shooter. Now checking into the ballgame will be Shayna Temple, the 5'7" junior who prepped at Wayne Trace High School in Payne, Ohio. And with the free throw, it's good, and that makes it 60-41, 7:44 to go.
That score brought to you by the lovely Tanya Condry. Do you know that person?
I
Paul?
do.
Do you?
Love of my life.
You're a lucky fellow.
Michelle Moritas, I know. Count my lucky stars as they day. And pass here to the left elbow now. The Brickner back to Shelley. Into the low post now to Brick. Brick backing in, shovels it over here to DuBois for the field goal.
Good movement.
Very unselfish play there.
Absolutely.
60-43, 7:21 to go.
Good post up by Du Bois there.
Temple goes inside to Gurka. Off-balance shot, no good. Du Bois the rebound. Du Bois pushing it up now. Guy finds Brickner. Brickner with a ball reversal goes inside to Du Bois. Du Bois double teamed. Shovels it into the bench. Once again, you get into some situation things. When you use the end line and the sideline as a defender, you better have a good idea on where you're going to go if you're going to go to those places.
It's really going to limit what you can do from that position.
You know, and I certainly understand if number 0 is still listening to the broadcast right now. Those are kind of things that you learn, that if you're going to go into the corner, you know that there's 2 defenders there. You really have got 4 defenders there.
Absolutely.
You've got the sideline and the end line as a defender. Here's Shelly Moritas with a nice play. Now into the hands of Brickner. Brickner over the timeline now. Throws it over to the far side, now to Parker. Parker, now back to Moritas. Moritas on the crossover. Jump pass out here to Du Bois at the top. Du Bois looking for help, gives it off to Irwin. Jess Irwin finds Brickner over on the near wing. Brickner inside with a runner. Foul call on who? Applegate? Nope, they'll call that on the drive by Shayna Temple. And the junior from the Buckeye State will send Kelsey Brickner. Kelsey Brickner, who prepped at Northridge High School, and I was talking with Jason Ridge before the ball game. Jason was a coach there and had a chance to. Here is Irwin's coming out of the ball game. Applegate coming out of the ball game now. Jason had a chance to coach at Northridge at one time and teach at Northridge prior to becoming a college coach, and he had a chance to work for my high school basketball coach, Jim Lichtenberger, when Jim was the principal there. And
I didn't know Middlebury was around when the Peach Basket was still.
Yeah, there was.
Wow.
Yeah,
a long time.
I helped. Prior to each game, hang up the Peach Basket. Believe that or not. Here's a pass inside and a hand check called on Kristen Mon.
Paul, we're getting.
Yeah, we used to have. After every basket, you have to have a jump ball too.
Paul, we're getting old because Dante's sitting over here with a very confused look on his face.
Go back and read Naismith. That's how they used to play. After every basket, there was a jump ball. Here's a shot on the inbounds by Sydney Crow, and a timeout on the floor.
Gates Automotive has the Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles that you need, winning the President's Award 13 years in a row. Gates Toyota has more than 100 Toyotas in their lot and are happy to help you find the right car. Come to Gates Toyota in South Bend for the automotive experience that you've always wanted. For more information, go to www.gatestoyota.com.
62-45, our score here at the 5:52 mark as Jason Ridge is going to take a timeout. If you look ahead for Bethel, they'll be on the road against the Huntington Foresters, and Jason will take his team back home to the fort, and they'll be matched up against Mount Vernon. So Jason's squad with a win here today, and of course Mount Vernon, a team that's 6-10. That is his next ball game before they get into postseason Crossroads League play. And here's the ball in the hands of Brickner on the near wing. Brickner now gives way to Kristen Mon, and Mon on the dribble gives it back to Brickner on the right wing. Brickner on the drive, shot on the way, no good, but a foul call. And if you look at Jason's schedule coming out, he'll be a home game against Mount Vernon, and depending upon where they sit in the standings, with I think we had Grace winning tonight, or they were leading at one point in time. Was Charlie? I don't know if that ended up being a final there.
It is Grace. No, 6 minutes to go in the fourth. They're leading Huntington by 3, 56.
So it's still anybody's game now.
Absolutely.
So you know that Lori's team at Huntington, it's 62-46 now after that free throw. If Lori's team can hang on for a win today, and what really it comes down to the matchup, are you going to get a home game, or are you going to have an away game?
And as we know in this league, having a home game
Yeah.
is so crucial.
So Jason Ridge's squad, with a win here today, that moves them to 10-7. If Huntington were to lose to Grace tonight, that moves Grace to 10-7 and drops Huntington 10-7. As the first free throw was good, and then there was a lane violation.
And talking about all the teams in this league, I'm not sure there's a hotter team right now than Grace College.
Yeah, they're playing pretty well besides Jody Martinez's team.
So it's going to be an interesting matchup Saturday as Grace finishes the season down at Taylor, which is a very tough place to play. But, like I said, there's not a much hotter team right now in Grace College. So it'll be an interesting matchup between those two.
Cam Glenn will check back into on the floor, and Tyan McKenzie, so the matching number 12s will be on the floor. As Sydney Crow is probably going to be done for the night, as Kristen Mon will come to the bench. And now to inbound will be Heimlich comes back out to Cam Glenn, and Cam's matched up with McKenzie in the battle of 12s. Now to Moritas in the far corner, back out to Heimlich, wide open for the triple. In and out, no good. Rebound tracked down by Savannah Buck. Now Buck will throw it over here now to Temple, and Temple's into the forecourt now. Shayna Temple drives down the lane, puts on the brakes, comes back out here to the top, now to Buck. Savannah Buck angles the dribble here to the near wing, lobs it inside, a tap pass out here, and Buck gets the return. Buck for three, no good. Rebound comes out long. Guess what? It's USF winning all the hustle wars.
Yep. 11th offensive rebound now for
There's
USF.
a pass inside of the low post to Kara Gurka. Kara was fouled. And at the 4:31 mark, Kara's going to go to the line to pad her total. And if my numbers are correct, she came into, she got 22 now, with 1,445 points.
Wow. And she's a junior.
Yep. Probably not going to be the all-time leading scorer, but certainly can move up on the ladder, according to Jason Ridge. And now Whitney Will go to the line, the Fort Recovery High School product, a 6-foot sophomore. You know the scary thing about this team for Jason Ridge's group? Guess how many seniors they have on this lineup? They have one. Treasure Hurst, who has only played 10 games and scored 8 points. This is a team that is built for great things in the future. Already doing good things as it is right now. And over the
Coach Gardner making that call for the official before he blew the whistle. He wasn't. And just like any good coach, he's still arguing the call even after he got the call. It's been a long game, though, for Coach Gardner. I'd be interested to see where Gurka's at on the rebounding list as well, Paul. She's she works so hard in there, and she really probably gets a lot of her rebounds just from outworking other people.
Sure.
She's got 7 right now on the night tonight in this game.
Here's Parker at the line. She has really struggled at the charity stripe, shooting 31%. The right-handed shot is a brick. She'll have another opportunity.
Lady Pilots come into the game shooting 76% from the free throw line,
and
as
another
Parker
one.
misses that one. But tonight they're shooting 57%.
It's a pass to the deep left corner, now to Temple. Left elbow now. As now in the ball game is Alexis Thorbon. On the hard dribble, now Temple inside. Shot no good. Heimlich with the rebound. Heimlich on the push out. Bounce pass now to Cam Glenn, and she's now into the forecourt. Cam with the drive down the left side of the lane. She is hammered by Savannah Buck. And, I'm a big fan that if you're coming into my house, you're going to earn it. And I like the foul by Buck.
Oh,
Not going to give you
absolutely.
anything free.
Yeah.
You just got to do that. That's the way you play the game. You don't give them anything cheap, and that's exactly what. I don't care if it's a 70-point game.
Yeah.
You're sending a message, and that everybody will be going to be watching film from here on out, saying that she's going to play hard regardless of the score, and that's really what it's all about. That's what you're trying to teach these student athletes as Glenn is at the charity stripe for one more opportunity, and she calmly knocks them both down because it's always about the next game. Here's Buck with the ball, streaking up the left sideline, looks for his help, comes back out to the top to Thornbaugh. Back to the right side now here to McKenzie. McKenzie back to Will. Will goes left side now here to Temple. And a whistle. And hitting the deck hard was Brickner. And she gets a hand from Cam Glenn off the floor. And now to the charity stripe, Shayna Temple. Temple, a 5'7" junior. And Mark Gardner wants to take a timeout with 3:45 to go. We'll take a timeout too. We'll come back and we'll wrap it up live here from the Gates Gymnasium, our final trip here on this floor for the 2018-19 school year, potentially. We'll find out more after this.
Your bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centier's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centier.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Gates Automotive making it happen here today. Hey, by the way, kudos to our friends at Centier Bank. Just signed a lucrative sponsorship thing with our Regional Radio Sports Network.
Awesome.
Awesome. Centier Bank, you rock.
It's all because of what you do, Paul. With 5 Gates Automotive locations in Michiana, you're sure to find the Toyota or Chevrolet you need. Whether you're looking to buy new or used or just wanting to keep your car on the road, Gates Automotive offers services for all your vehicle needs. See for yourself and stop in at a Gates location today. For more information, go to www.gatesautomotive.com.
Charlie Shepard's concerned about the Bethel men's basketball team making it to the national tournament in Sioux City because he wants to go out there for another trip to the keg.
The keg.
With the best fried chicken in all of America.
Oh, boy.
A pair of free throws are good. That makes it 66-48.
My waistline does not want me to go out to the keg, Paul, but my taste buds have been there since we left last time.
Here is Heimbach coming back out here to Du Bois. Du Bois around an elbow screen from Irwin. Now here's Brickner on the drive. Just tries to force her will, and literally Will was there to get in the way. Over on the right side now, Temple, triple, in and out, no good. Nobody put a body on Alexa Stormbaum. And finally the Pilots come away with the loose ball. Here's Brickner on the push out. Here's Cam Glenn on the drive. Inside, and she was hammered. And going to the line now will be Cam, playing in the final 3 minutes and 2 seconds of her career. As that'll be the 5th foul on Savannah Buck, the 5'6" junior. I love the way she plays, Charlie. She's just gritty.
Yep.
And Brickner goes to the bench, and back onto the hardwoods is senior Kristen Mon, as Cam Glenn was able to knock that one down, making it 66-49. 3:02 to go. Cam, the right-handed shot, good again. Make it 50, 66-50. Cam with 6 points now here in her final game here on Mike Lightfoot Court. Here's McKenzie streaking to the deep right corner now. Comes back out here to Bree Cumberland, a 5'7" sophomore who prepped at Whitco High School. Now here's Temple looking, wrap around to the low post now to Thornbaugh. And back to the right side, that should have been a travel on Cumberland, but a kick by Irwin.
And there's Cam Glenn, I believe, is going to come off the floor, as well as Kristen Mon for their last time as a Lady Pilot on Mike Lightfoot Court.
Kristen Mon also coming out for the final time here on this floor. Gets a hug from Coach Mark Gardner. Here's a ball knocked out of bounds inside as Sydney Williams is on the floor. Now Kiana Allen on the floor.
You know, Paul, talking about our taste buds in the keg, I would not be overly disappointed if the lovely Tanya Condry made those cookies for a trip to Huntington Saturday. Just throwing it out there.
Madison Novak checks into the ball game now for the Pilots. And also checking into the ball game for the Pilots is Grace Haley. Emily Doherty in the ball game. A 5'5" freshman who prepped at North Decatur High School. And now to the charity stripe will be Bree Cumberland, who scored 5 points and 2 rebounds. This is her first time to the line this year, and she knocks it down to make it 67-50. And one more opportunity. Free throw on the way by the right-hander. Hard off the iron, and Sydney Williams the rebound. Now here's Grace Haley redirecting the ball to Allen, and now Allen's into the forecourt. Allen matched up out there by Sam Walsh, number 20 there. Here's Haley with the basketball. Now into the far side now to Novak. Now to Sid Williams in the corner. Back here to Allen. Allen back out to the top to Grace Haley. Haley with the drive. Ball deflected and stolen away by Temple. Temple coast to coast for the field goal. And that makes it 69-50. 1:55 to go.
Both benches clear, or both teams clearing their benches. Everybody's getting some playing time.
Sydney Williams, foul line extended right. Goes inside now to Haley. Haley's going to back in. Comes back to Doherty. Back out to the top to Novak. Over here to Allen. Her three-point shot is no good. And then ball rolls free, and who's got it? And the Cougars come away with the pumpkin now. McKenzie traveled, no call. Skip pass to the far side to Cumberland. Cumberland for three, good. 72-50. Cumberland knocking down the three-point bomb. Her second triple of the year. She's now 2 for 4 from downtown. Here's Grace Haley coming out, foul line extended left down to Sydney Williams. Sydney on the left-hand dribble, now reverses it. Back out to the top to Novak. Madison Novak comes back out to Haley. Haley angles the dribble to the right side where she gives it over to Doherty. She traveled with the basketball. No call, goes inside to Haley. Shot no good. Rebound. Haley had her shot blocked again. And then now to push it up from left to right now. Here's McKenzie. McKenzie, deep right corner now to Temple. Triple on the way, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Novak. Madison Novak, whose averages 1 rebound per ball game, and that's going to do it here for this ball game. Here is Haley on the dribble. Gives it off here to Doherty. She traveled with the basketball. And substitutions coming in for USF as Josie Kolkman, a 6'2 sophomore from Bishop Dwenger High School, will check in the ballgame. Also checking in the ballgame will be Treasure Hurst, a 5'8 senior who prepped at Salem High School. Here's Doherty knocking the ball out of bounds. And what's the call going to be? It'll be Bethel basketball. Wow. I thought that certainly was not the right call. And here's Sydney Williams at the top of the circle now. Angles the dribble to the right wing. Comes back out to Haley. Back here to Doherty. Inside pass to, hey, did you see that, Charlie? Doherty with a bounce pass to the low post.
Bounce pass to the entry.
Pass to the low post.
Pass, yep, but
that's the first bounce pass we've seen this year from this group.
That's really not an exaggeration either. That's the sad thing.
And a foul, and it'll send Bree Cumberland back to the line. 18.8 seconds to go. And the free throw on the way, good. 73-50. And one more opportunity for the former Whitco standout. Second free throw rattles are running in. 74-50 as Allen will trot it up into the corner to Doherty. And I don't know who she was throwing it to.
Yeah, Emily Doherty. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but Emily Doherty turned around and looked at Allen and said, "I'm 5'5". How do you expect me to catch that ball?"
I don't think Manute Bull would have caught that. Here's the ball on the right side now, Cumberland. Back out here to the near side now. Thornbaum, and that'll do it. Final score from Mike Lightfoot Court. The 25th ranked Cougars of the University of St. Francis flex their muscles and prove a point. They're still in the race. 74-50 the final. They're hoping for a home game. They're now 18-11. They're now 10-7 of the Crossroads League. Away from the Hutsville Athletic Center, they are now 12-6. The Pilots fall to 10-19, 2-15 in league play, 4-8 here on Mike Lightfoot Court. They've lost 13 straight games, and they've lost now 15 straight in the Crossroads League. We'll be back after this.
You're listening to regional radio sports coverage of Bethel College Athletics on the Bethel Sports Network, available worldwide at rrsn.com and bethelcollegepilots.com.
Mark Gardner joining us here on the post-game show. Mark, 74-50. Pretty good first quarter, I thought. There was some good things going, but hey, I was really digging that entry pass here in the last 30 seconds of the ball game. We had a bounce pass entry pass. I think that was the first one we've seen all year by Emily Doherty, so she gets my player of the game award. I'm just kidding, but that's some of the fundamentals that you and I have been talking about, whether you were here in the broadcast table and you've been preaching on since you've been on the floor.
Yeah, yesterday at practice, the rule was every pass has to be a bounce pass. I mean, to me, it reminds me of the high school football player that carries the football around school all day because he's got a fumbling problem. And it just became accepted at school because you knew he was doing that to better himself as an athlete, to better himself as a player, to better the team. We talk about that in warm-ups, in practice, in shoot-around. You need to throw bounce passes. God created us with arms up here. So it's easy to steal a pass that's up here. He didn't create us with arms down by our knees, therefore a bounce pass gets through. So we'll work on that. We have a lot to work on. Effort was there again. You know, nine games in a row, the effort's been there. We've had a bad week of practice, in my opinion. I was real concerned. I didn't like our body language in warm-up. Didn't like the way we practiced this week, and yet they came out and played hard. Like you said, had a good first quarter. Second team panicked when they got in the first time, but then they played better the second rotation. I'm looking at the stats. I can't believe we matched them for rebounds because I thought they killed us on the boards. But you saw we didn't talk on inbounds plays. You know, just some of those basic fundamentals. We gave them about a 10-0 run there in the first or in the second quarter that really put us in a hole, but we competed.
I thought Jessica Irwin played better as the game went along, and it was good to see her step up and knock down a couple triples out there because I think she's realized that she cannot create her own shot. She has to find space to get to it, and I certainly think that was her situation today, and I'm glad to see her to be able to knock down. I think she just needs to look for shots.
And we've talked about that. I mean, in the previous offense, she wasn't a shooter as much, and we just had that in practice yesterday. Kiana knocked down 2 shots, and I told everybody else on white, next possession, if Kiana knocks down 2, you have to dribble right at Kiana. And if her defender leaves her, she knocks down 3. If she doesn't, you get a layup. And Jess came over to the sideline. She said, Coach, I knocked down 2 in a row, and then they went opposite, which she's right. So I love that she recognized that. As a team, we'll get better at that. We'll work. That's an off-season thing. You're not going to learn that in 2 days. But when somebody knocks down 2 triples, then you're finding them the next possession. As a screener, you're finding them. As a ball handler, you're finding them. And so those are things that we'll get better at.
Chandler White knocked down 3 consecutive three-point baskets, and that's the reason the Bethel men lost on senior night because of the lack of effort. All right, Coach, thanks for everything. We'll see you on Saturday.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Once again, Mark Gardner spending time with us here on the post-game show. Let's get through some of these final numbers. Let's go over here to Charlie Shepard, who's got our final team numbers. Once again, Cougars, after falling behind 13-11 at the 3:58 mark after a Kelsey Brickner triple. After that, they tied it at 13 and at 15. And when they took the lead at 17-15 in the final minute of the first quarter, and they never looked back, Charlie.
Absolutely. They took control early and kept it. Team stats here for Bethel College, 18 of 48 from the field, 37.5%. 6 of 19 from the three-point line, 31.5%. 8 of 13, well below their season average from the free throw line at 61.5%. Rebounds, 34, which equaled St. Francis, 8 offensive, 26 defensive, 11 assists, 10 steals, 24 turnovers for Bethel. For St. Francis, 26 of 60 from the field, 43%, 5 of 23 from the three-point line for 21.7%. Free throw line, they were 17 of 26 for 65%. 34 rebounds, as I said, 13 offensive, 21 defensive, 17 assists, 14 steals, 13 turnovers, and 2 block shots. The enhanced scoring, St. Francis won the bench scoring competition, 19-6 compared to Bethel. Points in the paint, 36 for St. Francis, 20 for Bethel. 11 second chance points for St. Francis, 10 for Bethel, and 28 points off turnovers for St. Francis compared to 10 for Bethel. Dante, you have our individual scoring.
That's right. Starting off on the Pilot side, Macy Heimlich with 3 points, Kamala Glenn with 6 points, Maggie Boyd 2 points, Keegan Parker 2 points, Michelle Moritas 2 points, Jessica Irwin 13 points in the game, Kelsey Bertner leading the way with 20, and Sydney Williams with 2 points of her own. Over on the St. Francis side, 6 points for Shayna Temple, all in the fourth quarter. 9 points for Sydney Crow, 1 point for Lauren McBriar. Desanay Hinton chipped in 4, Tyan McKenzie with 2, Bree Cumberland with 6, also all in the fourth quarter. Kara Gurka with 22 points in the game, Emma Applegate with 17, none in the second half, and Whitney Will with 6 points overall.
All right, that's going to do it. Once again, the final score, 74-50. Cougars win it. As Charlie's wrapping up the scoring, once again, St. Francis improves to 18-11 on the season. They are also now 10-7 in league play. They are now 12-6 away from the friendly confines there in the Summit City. Pilots 10-19 and 2-15 in league play, and 4-8 here. Check that, 4-9 here at home. Get some final scores?
Absolutely. Grace College holds on to defeat Huntington 73-57. Indiana Wesleyan holds on to knock off Spring Arbor 77-51. Taylor wins at Goshen 89-64. And as you heard here, St. Francis wins over Bethel 74-50. So looking at standings, Taylor is still in first place with record of 15-2. I don't have an update on Marion Mount Vernon. I'm going to assume Marion's going to win that. You never assume in this league, in the Crossroads. So if Marion holds on, that's still a two-way tie at the top. Indiana Wesleyan moves to 12-5. Huntington drops to a tie with St. Francis at 10-7. Actually, a tie with St. Francis and Grace.
Three-way tie now.
Absolutely.
It's got to come down to the tiebreaker, who gets the home game.
If Marion holds on to win, Mount Vernon will go to 5-10. Spring Arbor drops to 4-13. Bethel drops to 2-15, and Goshen 1-16.
For all of it, Regional Radio Sports, special thanks to the amazing Tanya Conti, for Dante Stand, and for Charlie Shepard. Thanks to Jason Ridge and Mark Gardner for joining us, along with Chris Hess, who spent time with us at halftime. And for all of us at Regional Radio Sports, I'm Paul Condry. God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.